Toastmaster since 2009. You would think at this point I would be a phenomenal speaker. It's been years. I'm not, but that's okay because I am still learning, I am still enjoying it, and I'm still here. It doesn't matter if we do something out of order. You saw me up there last time as a Toastmaster. This is a journey. I have finally completed a full path, the visionary communication path. So this is my opportunity to reflect on my journey, on myself, and it was pretty interesting because I thought, I don't know if I really got a whole lot out of that path. Well, you're going to see I actually did get a couple of pretty good nuggets out of that. So I'm going to talk about pathways in general, what I learned from this particular path, and then reflect on myself and my skills as I went along this journey. I joined Toastmasters because I could not get a coherent sentence out. So I came from, I don't know what I'm doing up here, I can't talk, I can't get a coherent sentence out, to, okay, I can actually put a speech together and have an intro and a body and a conclusion to where I am today, which is sitting there at dinner at 8 o'clock going, oh my God, I have a speech, what am I going to write about? And I can somehow put something together and stand here in front of everybody, and while it may not be a perfect public speaking speech, it at least makes sense. So I've definitely come a long way. Seen a lot of changes. Some of you probably never saw the Legacy program. Have you? Okay, I didn't think you were a Toastmaster before. There was a Legacy program. They changed the pathways. You want to talk about some saturnine people? Oh, my word! Nobody likes change. I'm not immune to that. I didn't like it either. But, eventually, you got to just pull up your big girl pants and go on and move forward. Or jump off the ship. And there were some people that jumped ship. There were others that I listened to them gripe for a good year and a half. It's like, come on, jump on the train and start moving. They're not going to go back. Now, it was especially hard for me because I'm a procrastinator. I was just getting so close to getting my Distinguished Toastmasters. I had to do a high performance leadership project and serve as a club coach or start a new club. And I was pretty much there. And they gave us a year's warning. So I was getting my speeches in, I was moving along. I just wasn't moving along fast enough. So I had to start over. Now that added a little insult to injury for me because I didn't like the silly program anyway. And now I got to just start over and kind of wipe the slate other than I had served as an officer. So some of the requirements still carried over, thank goodness. Now that I've completed a path and I'm close to a second one, maybe I'll actually get there. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel again. So as long as I don't switch to another program like they do Weight Watchers every couple of years, I think I'll be good. Now, when I look at what I learned from this particular path, like I said, I honestly thought, I really didn't get a lot out of this. I actually pulled up 2 paths, printed them. I looked at my 3rd path because I had 3 going. And what I found is there are approximately 38 projects with each path. Now some of those are mandatory, some of those are your electives. And of those, there are really only 5 unique projects with each path. Those electives are pretty much the same throughout every single path. I have said before, I don't have a creative bone in my body. Well, they kind of broke the one that I had because I feel like they took some of our creativity away with this program because they are so identical. Now, for those of you who have never seen any of the legacy programs, we had these books. And once you completed your competent communicator, you could go off and do these advanced manuals. And they had 5 projects that were very unique to whatever you wanted to focus on. So I feel like these brought out more creativity than this Pathways program did. This one is, let's see, the entertaining speaker. The entertaining speech, resources for entertainment, make them laugh, a dramatic talk, speaking after dinner. I didn't have to write a friggin' communication plan, which I really didn't want to do. I do that at work all the time, so it didn't interest me. But what I did find is I actually did learn a couple things. My communication style, understanding my communication style, and my leadership style. Although I found it fairly boring, I have actually been able to use that at work. It has made me a better leader. I can understand how I can reach people at work, but more importantly, I can understand if somebody's just not getting it, I've got to modify that. At work, I'm pretty direct. I have a direct communication approach. No nonsense. If I'm working with somebody who is exceedingly detail-oriented, I've got to back up a little bit. I've got to give them some details. I've got to change my style. So understanding that really helped me at work. Another thing I learned, how many in here remember my speech on creating a vision about retirement? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that really helped me understand that if I cannot create a vision, I might as well be blowing on those dandelions and just watch the little white things go out there into space and somehow blow fairy dust and things will happen. So that project in itself was very enlightening to me. And it did help because I am definitely on a countdown now to retire. I've got 22 months left. So hopefully in 22 months, I'm going to be sitting up here going, yes, I am retired and I have a speech about that. What did I learn about myself? Because this is a time for reflection. It's a time to celebrate too. Well, I learned that I can actually put a speech together and make it somewhat conversational. I have variation in my tone. It's not perfect, but when I first started speaking, I'm not lying when I tell you I was completely monotone. I was so afraid of changing anything that I felt like if I changed my emotion, it might make me squeak or do something really weird. So there was zero change in my tone. I learned that I could actually enjoy leading. I served as an area director and a division director. I served in multiple clubs as an officer. So I learned that I can actually enjoy leading outside of work, because at work it's just not that enjoyable. And the evaluations, they are so important. I can now at work give a performance review, and I can make that performance review positive and give them really constructive feedback without making them want to go and cry in the corner because it was so constructive, like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. That's how I used to get performance reviews. Christine, that was awful. You need to change. So the evaluations are so important for reaching people and making that positive and constructive. Do I still like pathways? God, no, I still don't like pathways. But I'm almost done with a second path too, so. But I'm not going to jump off the track. I still enjoy Toastmasters. I love hearing your speeches. I like the camaraderie actually more than I like the Toastmasters, or else I probably would be a DTM. That's the one important thing I really did learn about me through this whole journey. Is I thought it was all about the DTM. It's really not. It's about the people. So thank you for making my journey so enjoyable. It has been a journey. I have learned some things in this path and about myself in general. And it is a time for me to celebrate.